Hold on to your hats, little desert explorers. When a traveler and a driver get into a funny fight over a donkey's shadow, who knows what will happen next? Get ready to discover the shady secret of the desert donkey.
Once upon a time, under a sky as blue as a robin's egg, a kind-hearted traveler began a long journey. He had hired a sturdy donkey, a sweet-faced ass with soft gray fur, to carry his belongings far across the land. The donkey's owner, a cheerful driver, walked beside them, guiding the way with a friendly whistle. Together, they set off on their adventure, the dust puffing lightly around their feet as they headed towards distant, exciting places. The air was warm and still, promising a beautiful day for their travels. Everyone felt a sense of eager anticipation for the journey ahead. Their path led them far across a wide, treeless plain where the ground shimmered like a golden ocean. Above them, the sun, a giant glowing ball, beat down with all its might, making the air feel thick and heavy. Every step they took, the heat seemed to grow stronger, warming their skin and making them feel very thirsty. There wasn't a single cloud in the sky to offer a moment of relief. The world around them felt incredibly vast and brightly lit, reflecting the sun's powerful gaze. The traveler, feeling quite warm and tired from the long walk, knew he needed a moment to rest. He scanned the vast, open landscape, hoping to spot a small rock or a thorny bush to provide some relief. But there was nothing, absolutely nothing, except for the long, slender shadow of their trusty donkey. With a sigh of gratitude, the traveler wisely decided this was the best place to be. He moved quickly towards the soft gray animal, eager for a cool break from the intense sunshine. With a happy sigh, the traveler carefully sat down right in the narrow strip of shade the donkey offered. The sand beneath him was still warm, but the immediate coolness from the shadow was a wonderful comfort. He leaned back slightly, feeling the tense muscles in his shoulders begin to relax. It was a perfect, tiny oasis in the vast, sunny desert, and he took a deep, refreshing breath. The little donkey stood perfectly still, offering its precious shade without a complaint. A true friend indeed. Meanwhile, the faithful driver, who had been walking steadily beside the donkey the whole time, felt the day's heat even more intensely. His forehead glistened with tiny drops of sweat, and his throat felt as dry as the desert sand. He longed for a cool drink and a moment of quiet repose. The sun seemed to follow him, shining directly on his back with friendly yet powerful rays. He took a deep breath, trying to summon more strength, feeling increasingly tired. Suddenly, the driver's eyes lit up as he spotted something wonderful. The small, dark patch of shade beneath the donkey. It looked like the most inviting place in the entire world. A cool blanket waiting just for him. A wave of exhaustion washed over him, making his legs feel wobbly. He imagined stretching out in that cool spot, even for a moment, and feeling the heat begin to melt away. The thought brought a small, hopeful smile to his parched lips. The driver, feeling a surge of determination, marched over to the traveler, his voice clear and a little bit firm. "Excuse me, friend," he began. "You hired the donkey to carry you, not its refreshing shadow." The traveler, who had been peacefully enjoying his rest, looked up with an expression of mild surprise. He had not expected this sudden challenge, especially in such a hot place. The driver placed his hands on his hips, indicating he was serious about his point. He truly believed he had a right to that small patch of coolness. The traveler, rising slowly to his feet, quickly replied, "But the shadow comes with the donkey. It's part of the whole package." His voice, usually calm, held a touch of playful exasperation. The driver, not willing to give up his claim, shook his head. "A shadow is not a thing you hire. It simply is." The two men argued back and forth, their voices getting a little louder with each exchange. What started as a small disagreement was quickly growing into a lively and humorous debate under the scorching sun. Their playful argument soon turned into a bit of a comical jostle. The traveler tried to reclaim his spot, while the driver tried to push him away, both chuckling slightly despite their efforts. They bumped arms and shuffled feet, each trying to gain a tiny advantage over the other. It was less of a serious fight, and more like two friends wrestling over the last cookie, with lots of huffing and puffing. They completely forgot about their long journey and the reasons they were together, while the two men were busy with their silly squabble. Pushing and bumping each other good-naturedly, a little rustle of surprise went through the donkey. The sweet-faced animal, confused by all the commotion and the loud noises, suddenly felt quite uncomfortable. With a soft bray that was barely a sound, the donkey decided it had had enough. It turned its head, flicked its long ears, and with a quick burst of energy, took off across the sunny plain. The two men were too busy to even notice at first. The traveler and the driver, still a little breathless from their playful tussle, finally stopped, their faces redder than an apple. They looked at each other, then behind them, searching for the donkey. But alas, the sweet-faced animal was nowhere to be seen, just an empty, shimmering space where its cool shadow had been. Their arguments had vanished as quickly as the donkey had, leaving them standing alone in the vast, hot desert. A sudden, shared realization dawned on their confused faces, making them both gasp. After a long, quiet moment, both the traveler and the driver burst into a chuckle, realizing the funny mistake they had made. They understood that sometimes, when we focus too much on small disagreements, we can lose sight of what truly matters. It's much better to share and get along than to quarrel over little things. By working together and being kind, everyone can enjoy the journey, even when the sun is blazing high in the sky. Remember to always share and talk things through so everyone can be happy.
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.